Today, we're digging into how creative, media, and growth teams can finally get on the same page with HTML5 ad production and creative automation. If your campaigns live in Figma links, email threads, and random ad server IDs, this one's for you.
Exactly. The big idea is moving everyone onto a single HTML5 ad production platform, so planning, production, reviews, and performance all live in one connected environment. Think of tools like Viewst as an example of this kind of platform, but the workflows we're talking about apply across similar solutions.
Let's start with the pain. Why is collaboration around ad creative such a problem right now?
It's become a measurable productivity drain. 84% of marketers say cross-functional work creates heavy collaboration drag, and workers spend more than half their day on work about work instead of actual output. At the same time, marketing budgets have dropped, so wasted effort hurts more. And studies show issues like long review cycles, version confusion, and file sharing friction are now serious blockers. One stat really stands out. CreativeX found 52% of core assets never even get activated, which can translate to tens of millions in wasted creative for a large company.
So, collaboration drag isn't just annoying, it's a budget risk. How does a unified HTML5 ad production workflow actually tackle that?
The strongest model is a single campaign system that connects everything end to end: planning, production, review, and performance. And for HTML5 banners, that looks like 6 big steps. You start with a shared brief inside the platform, build a master creative once, use automation for resizing and formats, share live HTML5 previews, run integrated review and approvals, and then feed post-campaign learnings back into templates and AI automation.
You mentioned a shared brief as the foundation. What's different about that compared to a normal one-pager in a doc?
The key is that it's machine-readable and lives inside the production platform, not in an isolated document. The schema covers campaign basics like objectives and KPIs, channels and flight dates, plus audience segments, key messages, tone, mandatory elements, and prohibited elements. It also bakes in requirements for sizes and formats, creative concepts, localization rules, testing and measurement plans, governance and approvers, attachments and notes, all structured so both humans and AI tools can use it.
So every banner variant inherits the same strategy and constraints from that brief. How do you then connect those creatives to analytics in a reliable way?
That's where metadata and naming conventions come in, because every asset needs structured tags so you can actually tie performance back to specific creative decisions. A typical schema includes fields like creative ID and campaign ID, but also concept, audience, market, language, format, variant, version, placement type, test group, experiment ID, creator, timestamps, brand book ID, and even AI usage flags and notes.
And the naming pattern itself can be pretty dense, right?
Yes, you might see something like CMP1234 underscore hunch1 underscore AUDRHV underscore US underscore EN underscore 300 by 250 underscore CTA variant underscore A1 underscore V1, where each chunk encodes the campaign, concept, audience, market, language, size, CTA variant, and version. Those IDs can then be pushed directly into platforms like DV360, Answer, or retail media networks via naming templates or custom fields, so the analytics rows line up perfectly with your creative metadata.
Let's talk about the messy middle, review and approvals. How does bringing that inside the production platform change things?
It replaces review chaos, email threads, PDFs, screenshots, with one unified review surface attached to the actual banners. A good workflow starts with a draft phase, where designers import or build the master creative and use AI smart resize. Then internal review checks against the brief and brand book with inline comments and version control.
And after internal review, that's where media and growth teams come in?
Exactly. The cross-functional review stage is where media verifies tracking fields and placements. Growth teams confirm the test plan, like which headlines and CTAs are in which variant, and everyone sees live HTML5 previews. Then you move to approval and lock, where named approvers sign off inside the platform. Approved versions are frozen, new edits create new versions, and those approved creatives are exported to ad servers. Finally, an audit trail records who approved what and when, and tags any AI-generated elements for transparency.
You've mentioned live HTML5 previews a few times. Why is that such a big deal for media buyers?
Media buyers often see creatives only after trafficking starts, which is too late to catch issues like broken click tags or misaligned copy. Live previews let them see the banner in simulated placements across desktop, mobile, and in-app, test dynamic copy and feeds, verify click-through URLs and UTM tags, and check animation timing and file size before launch. In a tool like Viewst, Instant Animator can apply motion to layers, so media teams preview the exact HTML5 animation without relying on separate motion tools or video exports.
Okay, we've planned, built, reviewed, and launched the ads. How do we avoid what you called wasted learnings after the campaign runs?
Most teams do track performance in real time, but the gap is turning those numbers into better templates and workflows, and a unified platform should close that loop. You integrate campaign data from ad servers like DV360 or Xandr in analytics tools, join it via Creative ID, then annotate winning patterns, like which concepts, headlines, or visual styles worked, and codify that into templates and AI prompts.
So it's not just dashboards for humans, it's feeding the system itself. What does that look like in practice?
You promote high-performing layouts into master templates, lock in effective brand and structural elements via brand books, and update AI prompts with insights like short headline plus human presence plus dynamic motion performs better. Then, on the next campaign, you use AI Smart Resize and Instant Animator on those improved templates, so each wave starts smarter rather than from scratch.
Now, for teams shopping for tools, how should they compare creative automation platforms for display?
The core dimensions are how they handle master creatives and templates, AI-powered resizing and animation, live HTML5 previews, version control, and integrations with ad servers and analytics. For example, Viewst focuses on HTML5 ad production and automation, with features like AI Smart Resize, image deflattening, Instant Animator, and integrated approvals, whereas Celtra leans into enterprise creative automation and dynamic creative optimization.
Where do Bannerflow and Google Web Designer fit into that picture?
Bannerflow is more of a creative management platform with real-time ad updates and data connections, great for mid to large advertisers with strong data cultures. Google Web Designer is a free HTML5 authoring tool tightly integrated with Google Stack, but it doesn't offer AI automation or built-in collaborative review, so it suits teams comfortable with manual production and versioning.
We've talked a lot about IDs and metadata. Walk me through the integration pattern between the production platform, ad servers, and analytics.
You start by assigning each creative a unique creative ID and metadata in the production platform. Then export or sync that into ad servers like DV360, Campaign Manager 360, Xandr, or others via creative names or custom fields. You also pass that ID through click tags and UTM parameters. So in your analytics or BI environment, you can join ad server logs with web data on the same ID and build performance views by concept, audience, format, or variant. Platforms like Viewst can standardize naming at export, so media buyers aren't manually managing these IDs.
Let's touch on AI, because it's clearly embedded in these workflows now. What does an ethical approach to AI in display ad design look like?
First, you use AI to automate mechanical tasks, resizing, layout adaptation, simple animation, while keeping creative judgment with humans. Brand books and locked styles make sure AI output can't break brand standards. Metadata flags capture whether something was AI generated and which tools were used, and human review stays firmly in the loop for approvals.
And in something like Viewst, AI works around the master creative, not instead of it, correct?
Exactly. Smart resize, image deflattening, and instant animator all start from a human-designed master, enhancing speed and consistency rather than replacing designers. That's how you get the benefits of AI: faster production and scale without compromising quality or trust.
Before we wrap, can you quickly answer a couple of common questions teams ask about collaborative creative automation?
Sure. When people ask for the best tools, the answer is that the right choice depends on your scale and governance needs. Viewst for high-volume HTML5 and integrated review, Celtra for enterprise DCO, Bannerflow for data-driven creative management, and Google Web Designer when you just need a free authoring tool. On resizing, automated format management works by defining regions in a master layout: logo, headline, image, CTA, and letting AI remap and adjust those for each size while preserving brand rules.
And if someone wants a single feedback loop across creative, media, and growth, what's the short recipe?
Put a shared brief inside your production platform, run comments and approvals on live HTML5 previews, enforce version control, pass consistent creative IDs into ad servers and analytics, and feed performance data back into templates and AI prompts. That turns random email chains into a structured, closed-loop creative system.
This has been a really clear walkthrough of what a modern HTML5 ad production stack can look like when everything is connected. If you're listening and feeling the drag of fragmented tools and endless reviews, consider piloting a unified platform and the shared brief and ID schema we discussed. Your campaigns and your sanity will thank you.
And remember, you don't have to adopt everything at once. Even standardizing briefs, IDs, and live previews can meaningfully reduce waste and speed up launches.
Thanks for joining us. And thanks to everyone listening. Go streamline those workflows, and we'll see you on the next episode.